Whoa. I'm trying to make sure my head's in the way. All right. So welcome back. There we go. Welcome back to pot 77654.
Ma'am.
Getting a little tired of making videos, can you tell? Okay. So the first half of the video, or the first video that kind of went after the introduction, was basically how to create a conservative budget. Okay. We take the individual budget lines, we place it into this chart that we have right here, and we're going to determine kind of how much is going to be spent. Now, I've highlighted the 4 things that don't change: her income, the rent, car payments, car insurance. Those are 4 things that are kind of consistent, and you have to put them in as it is. The other ones you can kind of manipulate. Now, the utilities, as you'll see, the average when I did the math was 151. But setting it just 151 isn't kind of ideal because it's not really being realistic as what's going to be spent. So I put it up to about $200. Now, groceries was about 202 on the average. And you could say you could put it at 250, but I'm going to say that Kate's going to eat a little bit more at home rather than going out. So I put her budget for groceries at 300. Go down to gas. Average was 120. You could bump it up to 150, 200. I just said maybe she likes to drive. I threw 200 into it. Meals out, the average was 120. Now you could say it's going to go out. Oh, Hayden, Ozzy found something. He's really excited. He got a 100% match on his game. Okay, I got to do this. Entertainment, the average was about 180, I believe, 181. I put out 300. She can still go out. Okay. Now this is budget. Doesn't mean just because you've budgeted for that amount doesn't mean you have to actually spend it. So going down, filling all these things out, I said that conservatively, if she spent about $2,060, okay, her income being $2,259, she'd still save about $199 a month. Okay, that does allow to compensate for unknown or unexpected expenditures, or maybe going up and down in some of the areas. However, if you took a look and just went by the averages, that would put her, if you just spent the averages, that's putting a lot of restriction on an individual in not going over their budget amount. She would only spend about $1,742. It means she could save $517. Now that's still being really, really conservative. The textbook says a little different. Just grabbing it here. The text had said, well, utilities is 200, groceries 250. Going through it, that a conservative budget would be about spending $1,865. Means her savings would be $335. Well, like I said, it's not that there's a right or wrong answer. It's just a close answer, and it's you being able to justify what the budget is. Okay, you don't want to put too much money in the area because that gives you temptation into actually spending it and be like, I'm not over budget. But you don't want to put too less in the amount in the budget line and then end up spending more just because something came up. Maybe you didn't plan on going out, but all of a sudden your friend, let's see, Lido phoned us and said, hey, we're going for wings on Donalda. We got to drive to Donalda, that's gas. Then you got to pay for some of the wings. Well, you don't want to not have budgeted some money in there. Maybe Lido doesn't call and you don't go for wings. That money just turns into savings. So your savings is going to manipulate depending on how much you actually spend your budget. The thing is, you don't want to exceed your budget and end up going into a deficit. Okay, that's the biggest thing. So taking a look in your next assignment, if what it's going to ask you to do is you're going to budget, first you're going to find the average, and then you're going to have to budget it. But the thing is, you're going to have to justify the budget. Oh, I was excited again. You don't know what it is. So that's pretty much for this video. Follow through it. I'll share this sheet with you so you know kind of how it went. And then the next assignment is going to do the same. It's going to ask you to find the average and to create a budget. All right? Any questions? You know how to get a hold of me. We shall talk to you soon. I'm going to try to play some video games.